All right, everybody, what is going on? Good late morning on this Tuesday. Hope you guys are doing well and trying to maintain processes around here, trying to keep up the typical procedure with the videos. Since, I know it's the playoffs and I know things are a little bit different, but you may as well process things in a similar way because at the end of the day, a football game is a football game. So, we're going to be doing Youth Watch Tuesday today, where we take a look at the performances of the young players on this team, by which I mean basically anybody on a rookie contract or general equivalent. So, obviously, once you get to the playoffs, it's single elimination, so this stuff doesn't quite hit as hard, but you're still much better off getting big performances and meaningful contributions from your young players that are going to be on cheaper deals. So, we're going to dive into this. As has been typical this year, Jalen Milroe did not play, so nothing to say with the quarterbacks. All right, guys, before we go any further into this video, let's take a minute so I can tell you about my friends over at Sleeper. If you're not using Sleeper this year for daily fantasy, then you are missing out. Download the app and get ready to have more fun with sports this year. Make all kinds of picks on over-unders. Get on over there. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, whatever your sports fancy is. I've got some picks going for this week, the conference championship games. I got the over on Cooper Kupp, 30.5 receiving yards. I got Ken Walker scoring an anytime touchdown. I got Mevis over on the Rams kicking at least 2 field goals. And I got Drake May with the under on 227 passing yards. So get on over to Sleeper. Use promo code SBN, that is SBN, to get a 100% match on your first deposit up to $100 and go have more fun with sports this year. All right, so there is a lot to say about the running backs here, like Ken Walker, who had, I know I've said this a couple times this year already, but there's a reason why I think that it's valid. The best game of his career as a Seahawk, 22 touches, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns, 90.6, was our best and most useful player on the field against the Niners in a day where there were a lot of players that were very good and very useful. So, I mean, that's the ultimate in value, right? Ken Walker's on a second round rookie deal right now, year 4 of a rookie deal, second rounder. So I don't know what else to say other than just that's what it's for. So awesome stuff there. Unfortunately, there's not much to say about Charbonnet because he got hurt. 5 touches, 20 yards, 63 PFF. Unfortunate. Robbie Oots didn't play a ton, and his PFF grade was really bad for whatever that's worth. I don't really know how much to read into that. They really haven't been grading him well all year, and I didn't notice Oots doing anything all that egregiously bad in this game, but again, it was only 10 snaps anyway, so even if he did play bad, it doesn't really mean anything. JSN, obviously not a lot going on here because we didn't throw the ball very much. 3 catches, 19 yards, and a touchdown. Great touchdown, by the way. 71.9 PFF grade, though, so he still did good work, still doing his thing. And look, when when we need him, he will be there. We know that. If we get into a situation where we got to throw the ball a bunch, JSN is ready to go. So it's not like this was a reflection of him dropping a bunch of passes. Jake Bobo um, took all year for him to make a big contribution on offense, but that was an underrated play in that game. If he does not make that play, then we are kicking a long field goal. And if we miss, we're setting up for the Niners to possibly make it a one-score game going into halftime. Instead, he makes that play. We score a touchdown. We leave no time for the Niners to go score on their drive, and the game feels like it's over at halftime. So, the 74.1 PFF grade is on very limited snaps, but it's warranted because he played really well in those snaps just by making one catch. Even if you take out his blocking, which seemed pretty good in this game, it was still good. AJ Barner never got targeted. He did have one barnyard sneak for 2 yards, but his blocking was so good that he still got graded really well, 75.5. Maybe his best blocking game of the year. And there were a lot of players who had maybe their best game blocking as Seahawks this year, and I think Barner was one of them. So pretty cool. Arroyo did not play, obviously, so nothing there. Same for Horton, who is presumably out for the year. And the offensive line, let's take it home on the offensive side of the ball here. No penalties on anyone. In fact, I think the only penalty we had the whole game was on Abe Lucas. And by the way, I can actually kind of remove Charles Cross from this list now because he's extended, but whatever. He was graded well. He was graded respectably in run blocking and well overall. I'll go ahead and leave Cross for the rest of this season, but obviously next year he will not be here because he'll be extended. Gray Zabel did allow one pressure, but he had a grade over 80 and a run blocking grade of almost 78. So very, very strong stuff here from Zabel. And I'm going to say, excuse me, I'm going to say it again. Zabel's a guy who's gotten beat up by PFF all year. So for him to get good grades from PFF means something. Sundell, he did get roasted on one of Sam Darnold's sacks, and he gave up another pressure, but not a bad graded game. The run blocking pretty good, almost a 70, 64.5 overall. It's not anything that I would consider to be disqualifying. Obviously not his best game, but he really has kind of rounded into a workable starter for the Seahawks, I think. Anthony Bradford, I kind of feel the same way about him. Like, he's been better lately. I know he had one really bad rep on, I think the 3rd and 1 play with Charbonnet getting stuffed, and he did allow one pressure, but manageable, right? I thought he was fine. The grading is fine. 59 overall, 58.8 run blocking. That's tolerable. And shout out Oluwatimi as well, by the way. He got in garbage time, was graded really well. Run blocking grade 82 overall, over a 76. So I mean, everybody's just doing their job up front. A couple of pressures get allowed, but you're not going to keep your quarterback completely clean the whole game. That doesn't happen. So that is the offensive line. Moving to the defense and the defensive line, Murphy, 2 tackles. He had one really awesome play where he like corkscrewed to stop CMC on, it was either 2nd and short or 3rd and short. And PFF has no respect for the corkscrew. They gave him a bad grade. I don't really know what he has to do to get a good grade. He got pressure on Purdy throughout that game, and he was also instrumental in us stopping the run as effectively as we did. So somebody's going to have to explain that one to me, but at the same time, it's kind of been happening all year with Murphy, so whatever. Mike Morris played a bunch, mostly in garbage time, 3 tackles. I think all 3 of those tackles were on special teams, though, so defensively, not really much to say. He got graded really poorly defensively, but again, garbage time, not a lot of snaps. Doesn't really mean anything. Tyrese Knight, 5 tackles for him. I think one of them was on special teams, but he got in at the end of the game and played well. PFF grade was great. It's not very many snaps, and it is, again, we're talking about garbage time here, but 81.5 is still something that he'll feel good about. Drake Thomas, though, not garbage time at all. 6 tackles, including 1 for a loss, and his work in coverage gave him one of the best grades of any player on this team, and he was phenomenal out there, and we have come so far with Drake Thomas in a pretty short period of time. It was not that long ago where Tyrese Knight was looking like he didn't really have it this year, and I didn't know what we were going to do. Drake Thomas has really kind of saved us here, because without Drake Thomas, we would have just had to trot Knight out there game after game and just hoped he figured it out over time. So awesome, awesome stuff here. Great playoff game for him. Edge rusher, not a lot to report. Both guys made some pressures. Both guys did do some stuff. Mafe, 3 tackles, and he was well graded. Hall, 2 tackles, not very well graded. Both guys played a decent amount, so there were opportunities for them to get in there and make plays, and didn't see a lot. I think Mafe had a run stuff, which is great, but other than that, kind of rough. Cornerback, let's see here. Cornerback Reek Woolen, really solid game for him. No problems here. I think he allowed 1 catch, and it was on one of those plays where Purdy was scrambling around for 3 years, so whatever. 2 passes broken up, 2 tackles, 69.3 grade on PFF. I think the 1 catch was for 19 yards. Devin Witherspoon, though, earning that Pro Bowl nod, earning that All-Pro second team nod. 7 tackles, and they're not cheap tackles either. It's not like he's giving up a bunch of big plays and then getting tackles after it. Broke up a pass, 90.2 PFF grade. So he's come, and we're talking about a guy who was very good even as a rookie, but the way he has come up forward here and become one of the best players in football is remarkable. And I know he's going to get a lot of money this offseason, but whatever the contract is, I'm ready for it, and he deserves it. Nehemiah Pritchett did play in garbage time, 66.1 PFF grade, which is okay. So I'm not going to read a bunch into it, of course, because it's garbage time, but he's playing better than he did earlier this year. I'll put it to you that way. He looked rough early this year. Last year was not very good, but he has developed into a workable backup. And finally, we're going to safety here. Kobe Bryant, 4 tackles, broke up a pass, 70.8 PFF grade, didn't really give up anything in coverage, didn't see any problems on the back end. So just kind of a game where you do your job well and you go home. Nick Emanwari was the one guy the Niners had a little bit of success picking on in coverage, admittedly, but he also had a really nice pressure on Purdy. He almost got a sack on Purdy, actually, in this game. 3 tackles, and he broke up that Hail Mary in the end zone that would have been caught otherwise. 57.3 PFF grade because of the coverage problems, but again, it's worth it. It is totally worth the coverage issues to have a player like Emanwari in the game at slot corner. All right, so that is going to do it for Youth Watch Tuesday. Going to do at least one more of these. Hopefully we do 2 more, but I mean, we're in the postseason now, and the fact that we're still getting big, big numbers and contributions out of these guys on rookie deals is really, really important and really special. All right, I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Everybody have a good rest of your day. More videos coming soon, but that's for another time. See you guys soon.